Danny Simmons. I'm from Lansing, Michigan.
My name is Patrick Edelman. I'm from Covington, Kentucky. Lived most of my life there. I was raised by a single mother, 2 sisters. My father's been in and out of prison most of my life.
I stopped going to school. I started skipping school, and I would go out and get high with my friends.
My mom never disciplined me, so I make my own choices by not going to school and turning to drugs. And so the courts decided to put me in foster homes.
I was hanging out with older guys that were selling cocaine, and I started using cocaine.
You know, I hardened my heart and decided I'm not going to open up to nobody because really nobody loves me, and that these people just want me around either for money or to work me.
I kept repeating this cycle where I could quit one thing, like I could quit doing cocaine and just drink, just enough to where I could hold a job and hold an apartment and pay my rent, but it would only last for usually about 5 or 6 months.
I ended up breaking the law again. The law sent me to boot camp. While in boot camp, I learned a lot of things mentally and what was socially wrong with me and why I did the things I did, but they never taught me Christ. And getting that, I felt like I had one step on the game. I knew how people thought and I knew how they was going to react, and I used it in a negative way.
I had burned all my bridges. I couldn't find anybody to take me in. I was actually living in Indiana, and I got a phone call from my mother, and she said, I met this lady on a flight going home to Vegas, and I was crying, and this lady asked me, what are you, I know this is none of my business, but why are you crying? And she said, well, it's my son. I'm afraid he's gonna die. This lady who was talking to my mother lived just 10 miles away from where I was at, where I lived. And she said, I would like to, when I go back to Indiana, I'd like to talk to your son.
So when I turned 18, the courts threw me in jail for 13 months. The social worker came talk to me and decided that I need more than jail. I need something that's really going to change my life.
I had walked into a church in the middle of the day, and I was drunk that day also, and I was just desperate, and I cried out to God for help in the middle of the day. And it's like God had brought that to remembrance, saying, this is your prayer answered, this is your help, you have to talk to these people.
At that time, you know, I thought, well, I could do 13 months in jail, I could do 12 months in Teen Challenge. It was nothing. I was going to fake my way through it like I did everything else.
I'm drinking whiskey. I have a pile of Percocet pills on the table as I'm talking to these Christians. And they said, we want to take you to this place called Teen Challenge. And we got to tell you a few things about it first. You can't smoke, you can't do nothing, you can't smoke cigarettes. And I was just getting ready to tell them, no, there's no way I can do this. And then again, God brought remembrance to me. Remember that prayer you said, this is your help, you have to do it. And I said, I'll go. And I knew that not only was I gonna finish Teen Challenge as a student, but I was gonna work for Teen Challenge also. I knew that I was gonna be a part of that ministry.
When I first got here, I didn't want to change. Didn't know nothing about Christ, never went to church. When I got here, I felt the Lord moving in my life. I felt that tug, you know, I felt that emptiness being filled by Jesus Christ. I could be dead. I could be on worse drugs than I was on. I could have lost my family and everything I had. And now I want to turn my life around and live my life for the Lord, because, you know, every way that I try to live my life was wrong. And through Him, He will guide me and direct me, and He'll put me on the right path that I need to be on.
And I've seen a lot of guys change. It's amazing to see the restoration, to see them come in hard-hearted, and just to see their hearts being softened, and to see them, I've seen some of them get their whole families back. I've seen guys come in with 3 or 4 kids and a wife that have all left him, and I've seen the restoration. I've seen them get their wives back, their whole families, and go back out into the community and do good things.
You've got to want to change. And and through Him, it's possible.